Good evening. It's Friday, the 10th of February, and it's time for the news on RIK2. President Anastasiadis has said that the withdrawal of Turkish troops and the termination of anachronistic guarantees are issues which are non-negotiable, pointing out that there are unanimous decisions by the National Council on the Cyprus issue. Addressing a graduation ceremony of postgraduate students at the University of Cyprus last night, the president said that Turkey has to prove to the international community that it can assume its responsibilities and to answer the question whether a modern country in 2017 needs any kind of guarantees or the presence of foreign occupying troops. He expressed hope that Turkey will prove with deeds its rhetoric about wanting a Cyprus solution. He said that being a member of the EU is an advantage, adding that the negotiations aim at the creation of a state which will operate according to EU standards. Anastasiadis said that facts on the ground change as time passes by, but he stressed that he will not accept just any solution. British Secretary of State for Defence Michael Fallon paid an official visit to Cyprus today at the invitation of his Cypriot counterpart Christoforos Fogaidis. An official press release said that this will be the first official visit of a British Defence Secretary to Cyprus, though Fallon has paid several visits to the British sovereign bases in Cyprus. Fogaidis and Fallon had a private meeting and later led delegations in talks between the two sides. No statements were made. Fallon was also received by President Anastasiadis and visited the Coordination Centre for Crises Management at Larnaca. Government spokesman Nikos Christodoulidis, commenting on Fallon's meeting with Anastasiadis, said it is important for the British government to recognise the upgraded role of Cyprus as a factor of security in the region. He also said that Cyprus must be an absolutely sovereign state without the presence of foreign troops, so as to be able to enhance its relations with the neighbouring states. The British government has offered to cede 117 square kilometres to the Republic of Cyprus as part of the reunification solution, which is almost half of the territory of the Nicosia and Akrotiri bases, totalling 254 square kilometres. Foreign Minister Ioannis Kassoulidis has said he hoped that a solution of the Cyprus problem could still be possible, adding that a clearer picture on the issue will emerge by April. But he said that he is not particularly optimistic and that the negotiations should have proceeded at a quicker pace. Kassoulidis said that the negotiations on the properties issue have stalled. He also said that Turkey insists on its demand that the 4 basic European Union freedoms be applied to Turkish nationals after a solution. But he pointed out that this demand is also affecting the European Union, and for this reason Cyprus has to talk to Brussels on the issue. The government spokesman said that President Anastasiadis refused to discuss the demand for the 4 freedoms when the issue was brought up in a pressing manner by Turkish Cypriot leader Mustafa Kemal yesterday. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres paid a one-day visit to Turkey, with the Cyprus problem being high on his agenda in talks with Turkish officials, including President Tayyip Erdogan. Guterres is personally involved in efforts to reach a solution ending the 4-decade-old partition of Cyprus following Turkey's invasion in 1974, having launched the Geneva Conference in January. The United Nations are in consultation with guarantor countries, Greece, Turkey and Britain, to reconvene the conference in mid-March. The refugee crisis, Syria and other regional issues are also on the agenda of Guterres' talks in Ankara. U.S. President Donald Trump has suffered a legal blow when a federal appeals court refused to reinstate his executive order temporarily banning people from 7 Muslim-majority countries from entering the United States. A 3-judge panel of the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals unanimously ruled that the Trump administration failed to offer any evidence that national security concerns justified immediately restoring the ban. Shortly after the court issued its 29-page ruling, Trump tweeted, "See you in court. The security of our nation is at stake." Police said they rescued several people who were in imminent danger of drowning after a freak rainstorm turned many roads in several Nicosia suburbs into torrents. Police said the most serious incident related to a young mother and her child who were trapped in their car in Strovolos. They were pulled out of the car by passers-by before a police rescue team arrived, as the water reached as high as the windows of the vehicle, which was being washed away by the waters of the Bedieos River. The fire brigade said that it responded to more than 170 distress calls to rescue people from stranded cars, but mostly to pump water out of houses. Worst hit were 4 suburbs of Strovolos, Lagadamia and Engomi southwest of Nicosia, which were covered mostly by the waters of River Bedieos. A fire brigade spokesman said the problems were caused by the unusual intensity of the rainstorm, adding that firemen worked through the night to pump water from flooded premises. Flooding also hit some villages in the area of Larnaca, and a hailstorm hit Kokino-Drimithia west of Nicosia. Police arrested a 46-year-old man last night who has been wanted for attempted murder 8 years ago. The man, who is a foreigner, was spotted by a patrol car in central Rivas, the Yennis Avenue in Limassol, and was taken to a police station as he was behaving in a suspicious manner. On examination of his identity, police found out that an arrest warrant was pending against him for attempting to kill another man on May the 9th, 2009. A court remanded him in custody pending investigations. Both men come from the same country. A man who was serving the longest prison sentence for a Cyprus inmate died in hospital last night at the age of 55. Andreas Aristodimou, known by his nickname Yurugis, had been sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of a cabaret artist's agent in 1986 and of a woman the next year. He stayed in prison for 26 years until June 2012, when he was diagnosed with a serious illness. He was being treated in hospital for the past year before he died. Now for the weather forecast. Partly cloudy weather will persist tomorrow, leading to local rain and isolated showers, mostly after midday, and snow over the Troodos peaks. Winds will be light to moderate easterly to northeasterly, force 3 to 4, becoming fresh over windward areas, force 5. The sea will be generally slight and moderate in windward areas. Temperatures will reach 15 Celsius inland, 17 in coastal regions, and 5 over the mountains. Cloudy weather at times will lead to local rain over the next few days, but will become mostly fine on Tuesday. Temperatures will drop gradually. The depth of snow is 40 centimetres on Mount Olympus and 30 over the Troodos Square. That's all from us here. Join us tomorrow for more news in English. Have a very good evening.